Welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. I am your host and founder, Coach Frank Rich. And today we have a very special episode. You know, at the end of July 2026, we celebrated 6 years of full-time work and full-time coaching with men, over 1,800 transformations. So we wanted to do something special for you here today. What we're going to do in this episode is share a clip from a guest appearance that I did earlier this year, where I was asked a question, who I was, what I did, and what the journey was that brought me here. And I think if you're new to the podcast, this is going to be an incredible episode to lay the foundation, to lay the framework so you can understand what it is we're all about and how we got here. Some of the successes that we had, what were the breakthrough moments in my life? How did I overcome a 20-year pornography addiction and then put myself in a position where being able to help so many other men? If you've been around for a while, some of this may be repeated for you, but once again, this is a story that walks you through the journey over the last 6 years that has brought us here today. Now, guys, if you're out there and you're struggling and you feel like you tried everything and what we share in this episode here today and this story resonates with you, I want to extend an invitation to you to join us inside the school community. We put together a brotherhood of men that are all committed to leveling up, to breaking free and stepping into a new identity. You can join us for a free 7-day trial at school.com/reboot your life. But let's get into today's episode, walking you through the journey over the last 6 years of the creation and the success of the Rebuilt Man.
You help guys in a very intimate topic of pornography, but you help men just rebuild themselves from the inside out, total transformation. We have a very similar philosophy of just building the dude, right? How did you get into it? And will you intro yourself in a way that the guy who really needs to hear you hears you and he goes, oh, this is my guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Frank Rich, founder of the Rebuilt Man. And, I would say our bread and butter is helping the guy that's got success on the outside, right? He's built the business, he's built status, he's got the family life, and on the outside, everything looks like it's going extremely well. But late at night, when the wife goes to sleep and he's behind closed doors or at the end of a long, stressful day, he's got this crutch that he runs to that he knows he's ashamed of. And he's tried to quit multiple times and doesn't feel like he can get control over. So that's our guy. Right? We can show you how to reframe this problem and get to understanding what the root driver of it and why your nervous system is wired in a way that you are constantly seeking this thing. And through some very subtle shifts in paradigms, reframe a lot of this and then get to the core root of the work, which is what you speak to here at Married Game, which is identity transformation. So it's a perceived problem with porn addiction, but at the end of the day, it comes back to a limited mindset or limited identity in the guy. And that's where we get in essence, rebuild him to becoming the man that can conquer this area of his life.
Okay. So 2 things I want to ask. Number 1, what's your story about this and how did you get into being the guy that's helping men rebuild themselves through this particular situation? And then secondly, can you go through some of maybe those frame shifts? Can you go through some of those, hey, the guy that's struggling is seeing himself this way, but the guy that's overcome it or has a new relationship with it, he sees himself this way. And we can see some compare and contrast because that's where my heart is. I go, oh, I'm leaning in. Tell me more.
Yeah. No, the coaching transformation stuff, I mean, building a man, that's been my entire life. My entire professional career has been in some forms of leadership, sales development capacity. By 22, I was the head sales trainer for an $80 million organization, oversaw all of West Coast. So that was sales, leadership, managerial training, transitioned into recruiting and development work, had a lot of success there. Always had my hand and foot in the fitness space, training, building gyms, coaching, built a fitness company, built that out to be somewhat successful. So in terms of understanding the dynamics and frameworks of real transformational work, that's what I was put on this earth to do. It's who I am, even going back to my childhood, right? Like the organizer of the neighborhood sports, like that was me. So that's where this identity of Coach Frank came from. It's just who I am. I have a superpower that I think I can see more in people than they can see in themselves, and I can guide them down a path to really pull that out. That led me into the recovering side of things, or the porn recovery, porn transformation, after I overcame my own struggle with it. So I grew up absent of any real religion or faith, spiritual practice. So it was never anything where, as a young man, I felt a lot of guilt and shame around it, because it was something that, through a rite of passage, every guy was doing, right? That was, I was born in the 80s. So at the time, the internet wasn't theirs, but it was Playboy magazines, DVDs, VHS tapes and whatnot. So there was never a lot of guilt and shame in my early life around it. It was just normalized. But I noticed as I got into my late 20s and early 30s that there were things that I was beginning to keep secrets from the people that were important in my life. And, looking back now, I could see the path of like, that's addictive type of behavior. You're hiding secrets. You're avoiding social gatherings. And this is a paradigm shift because, despite having access to sex, incredibly beautiful women, like all those things, like was never an issue or struggle with me. I still had this crutch that I held on to from young programming in my life, that when I was behind closed doors, this is what I did. And as it got maybe darker and deeper and it caught more of a grip on me, that's when a lot of the internal struggles and like the real darkness just in my life, man, where it's like you're so ashamed of the things that you're doing when you're by yourself, but nobody knows it. Right. So you carry all these secrets. And then when you step out in the world, you have to put this mask on of like, everything is perfect. And you just last night thought about like, how do I take my own life because I'm so ashamed of who I am? So there became a lot of just internal struggles. And I kind of reached a breaking point 2018, at a point where I had built some success in business. I had achieved a lot of things. I'd, succeeded in the bodybuilding space. I had dated and been in relationships with beautiful women. It was like, but I was just incredibly empty on the inside. And through a series of just radical conversations, the truth that you speak to here at Married Game, I started to get exposed to some high caliber men that called me to a higher standard. And this led me to, a spiritual transformation, finding of God for the first time in my life. And, through that journey and process, I started to live in truth. And there was one day that really became a catalyst. It was February 14th, 2019.
A good day.
It's an incredible day, man, but it has different meaning to me. So I'd been a part of this workout group for about a year and a half. We got together every Thursday. My buddy owned a gym. We'd crush the training session. We'd go have lunch. We'd fellowship with the guys. This particular day, though, I had something I had to get to after the workout, so I wasn't able to go on the lunch after it. Well, one other guy in that group was in the same situation. So we had about 10 minutes, and it was after the workout. We're sitting in my car, just holding space, having conversation. And my buddy Zach, who's a Marine, strong, masculine, alpha dude, he's like, out of nowhere, he's like, bro, I need to tell you, man. He's like, I've been doing this Wim Hof breathing stuff. And it's like radically transforming my life. He's like, I'm getting control of my nervous system. And he's like, the best thing is like, it's helping me wean off of porn. And this was the first time, Keith, in my life. So by here, I had started to kind of explore like the research of your brain on porn. I looked at the TED Talks. I was beginning to understand that it was more than just a problem. There was an addictive component to it, but I still hadn't talked about it with anybody. And when Zach, somebody I held massive respect for, strong alpha dude, was, hey man, I'm struggling with this thing. Like that gift he gave to me was an invitation to hold that same conversation. And in that moment, Keith, I was like, bro, I don't know why you just told me that. He's like, I have no clue what compelled you. Because I never talked about porn with Zach. Like we were bros, we lifted weights, we did yoga. That was our relationship, right? He's like, I don't know why you felt compelled to tell that to me. But it gives me an opportunity right now to tell you, dude, I've been going down this rabbit hole trying to figure this out. And this thing has had a grip on me forever. And in that moment, when you're carrying the weight of something for 20 years and it's a secret and nobody knows it, but you can find that one space to say, this has a hold on me, but I'm sharing it today. Brother, it was like 1,000 pounds was lifted off of the pressure of my life. Like, and I felt free in that moment. I felt free from porn in that moment after one conversation. And I looked at Zach. I was in a relationship at the time with a woman by the name of Stephanie. We were 4 years into it, toxic, just completely disconnected. I was a shell of myself as a man, but we had a life that we were building together. We were, living together. I was like, I need to go home and tell her. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come out of it. She probably knows that I look at porn, but does she know that it's got this grip on me? Probably not. And I was like, I think I need you to just be there for me, bro. It's like, if I'm struggling, if I'm having some intrusive thoughts, like, can I call you? Can you hold space? And he agreed to both of those things. He said, absolutely, you probably should go tell her. Like, she needs to know the truth. He's like, yeah, man, call me anytime. So I drove home, I'm wrestling with it. Like, do I really tell her what's going on? What's going to happen? Is she going to pack her shit and leave? Maybe, whatever. But I waited till the next day. And I think I told you and the guys over the weekend that it had gotten to the point for me that I had a secret laptop. Like, I had the one computer that I acted out on that stayed in my closet. So none of my devices had history, never on my cell phone. There was just one laptop that hid underneath the shelf in my closet. So that morning, as she's getting up and getting ready for the day, I'm in my office at our place and grab the laptop and I walk up to her. And this is the first time she's ever seen this laptop. So she gave me this weird, confused look. And I was like, I think I need to tell you something right now. I was like, that I probably watch porn. Like, I told you with it, right? I've asked you like, hey, do you want to engage in this stuff with me? But we had become really disconnected sexually by this point. I was like, I need to tell you, like, I have a really bad addiction to this and it's had a grip on me forever. But I'm making a commitment to you today that it's out of my life forever. And to show that to you, I want to tell you what this laptop is. And this is a laptop that I've watched porn on for the last 5 years. It's probably got every virus possible on it. Probably the government's probably looking at it, right? I don't know. I was like, but I'm committed and I promise to you. And Keith, I took the laptop. And I think this is a powerful thing, man, because it was like a step to prove myself how serious I was. I literally ripped the laptop apart, it was like the two pieces. Like, I broke it right there and I said, see, like, this is how committed I am. Frame moment, like, threw it in the garbage. It was garbage day pickup. I video chatted another friend of mine that was kind of a mentor for me. I was like, hey man, I'm on this journey right now where I'm telling people that I've been struggling with this thing forever. I know this probably sounds crazy, but dude, I've had a porn addiction for 20 years. It was like, I just need to tell you, like, the person that you've known has this secret behind closed doors. And in the end of that video message, I was like, Josh, I don't know what's coming of this moment right now, but I know that this decision I'm making will lead to something truly epic and world changing. And like, that was me almost like forecasting the future of what was to come. But I went down the journey, man. I stayed committed to my promises to myself. I continued to walk in truth. I continued to expose the lies in my life and the shortcomings where I wasn't living up to the man that I was capable of becoming. And as that journey unfolded, man, I got so close to everybody in my life because I felt free as I shared it. So I was willing to talk to anybody. I'm calling my friends from high school, bro, let's get together. I'm connecting with my guys in my business mastermind. Guys, meet up, let's have coffee. And all of these were invitations for me to get this out. And what was interesting is I was worried at first of the judgment of what people were going to say. What are you, some weirdo? What are you, disgusting? Every single time I talked about it, people were like, that's it. Every single one of us has struggled with that. Dude, congrats, man. Welcome to the club. So it was like this acceptance, like, into this new space and into this place of like true strength and masculinity was welcoming me. And I was like, oh shit, I could have done this like 2 decades ago, just talking about it.
Yeah.
And at the time, I had a small platform building the fitness company. There were people online that would listen to what I say. I said, maybe I should share this on a podcast. So that was back February. Fast forward to the summer of that year, the Superhuman Life podcast is launched. And it's really just an opportunity for me with a microphone to not tell somebody across a coffee table, but to tell the world. I was like, the world needs to hear this. Like, I was a guy, mastered fitness. I'd stepped on bodybuilding stage at 240, sub 5% body fat. I'd read the personal development books. I had made millions of dollars online. I had built other businesses. I had been at number 2 in a business that was doing 5+ million. Like, it was like, from the outside, like I said, it looked like I had it all together, but this one thing had a grip on me. And when I got that out of my life, it was like this whole new opportunity of this world was opened up to me. It was like the veil was removed from my eyes. So I said, people need to hear this because nobody's holding that conversation in 2019. Yeah. So I was like, here's the opportunity. Let me just share it. So we launched the podcast. Boom. Apple picks it up. They put us on their front page, new and noteworthy. So it starts to gain some traction.
What was the name of it? Is it the Superhuman Life?
Superhuman Life. Yeah, they were podcasts that I had you on a couple months ago. And the early stories, and conversations were about addiction. Were about recovery. I would bring other people on that had other type of journeys that they've been on. It's evolved and transformed into something much deeper now. But what was interesting is because the audience was already there and we got a lot of early attention, guys started reaching out to me. And they're like, Frank, thank you for these conversations. Like, you're doing something that nobody else is doing right now. A few more months go by and the messages started to come in. Frank, can you help us? Like, we feel we are where you were a year ago. We need some help. So by early 2020, I'm running the marketing agency. I'm doing the fitness coaching. And I was like, but I got people in my life telling me like, are people asking you for help? I'm like, yeah. They're like, this is your call. Like, you need to go do this. Like, you didn't go through this journey to keep this to yourself. Like, you have an opportunity now to help these guys. So probably very similar to the way that you launched Mary Game, man. Dude, I had no idea what I was doing. I threw an offer out there in an old school style Instagram post, and basically told the first 2 clients that paid me, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but if you're willing to give me a shot here, let's work together. Let's build something. Let's make this happen. I'm pretty sure I can help. If it produces nothing, I will give you your money back. Like, and what that became, man, was the foundation for now the curriculum that we've built. And I perfected it over the years, right? It's gone through multiple iterations, but it was that journey, man, of me walking in my own truth first, man, like being willing to take the light and shine it in the darkest periods of my life and share that with other people. And then just be willing to look at the opportunity as they were coming to me and say, okay, I'm willing to go all in. And yeah, I've gone on and got some certifications, and, we've interviewed 300 plus experts. So now we have kind of a foundation that I can stand on and say, we are the best at doing what we do. But it started, man, with just 2 guys that were willing to give me a shot. And what's interesting is both of those guys, man, like they got free pretty quickly, which when you come into our framework, man, like we realize like porn has never really been the problem. Like there's these other identity issues. So they got free pretty quickly. One guy went on and like literally like 3x his business, like in 90 days. Another guy super connected with his wife. I still hear from him on a regular basis, like reconnected and re-engaged. The passion, the intimacy, is more connected with his kids now. And those are the stories that we hear. It's like, this guy's more connected with his kids. This guy's growing in his business. This guy's finally getting his body in check and is, going on to compete in marathons or powerlifting competitions. So long-winded story there, man. But yeah, it's been, a 6+ year journey now. And like I said, that original curriculum that was built with those 2 guys has now produced over 1,800 successful transformations. And I would put it up against any other, program in our space as the number 1 true framework for not recovery, right? But real lasting identity transformation, which I do believe is the path to ultimately changing your life and becoming what we say is a rebuilt man. There you have it, guys. A synopsis and summary over the last 6 years of my life, my recovery, how I broke free from a 20-year pornography addiction, the steps that I took, those breakthrough moments, and what ultimately led me to accepting the call to stepping into coaching and helping men in the creation of the rebuilt man. Now, guys, if anything in this story resonated with you, and if you're interested in learning more about what we do and how we can help you create a life of freedom, I want to extend an invitation to join us inside the school community. School.com/reboot your life. Inside, you get access to a 7-day porn reset, the entire 12-week framework that has produced 1,800 successful transformations, a 12-week Bible study, a 12-week journal daily meditations, expert training series with many of the leading experts in relationships, in neuroscience, in porn addiction, in recovery, and in nervous system regulation. Guys, you can join us for free for first 7 days at school.com/reboot your life. But if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you are notified every single time a new episode is released. We love you guys. We'll see you inside the Brotherhood community.